Tom Hammond and Sandra Bezic back in Boston, where the ladies are warming up in preparation for their long program, and the failure of Kristi Yamaguchi in the short program still hasn't worn off. Now, by the rules of this event, she didn't finish in the top two, so she can't win the championship no matter how well she skates here. Already we've seen Paul Wiley have the best long program among the men, but he wasn't in the finals, so he could finish only third. So Kristi skates an exhibition here, really, but I think she skates it with a little bit of an attitude.
Well, her performance here can't change the results, but they can change the way she feels about herself. And certainly she's angry with herself, and she's got something to prove.
Well, what we have in the finals is then an extreme contrast in styles, the artistry of Chen, the athleticism of Surya Bonaly.
And the rules here give Lulu the benefit because she is the more well-rounded performer. For Surya, she normally relies on her technical jumps, and being restricted to only 3 triple jumps could hurt her.
So in the championship round, Chen against Surya Bonaly. And in the consolation round, since Yuka Sato did not skate because of bronchitis, the only one we will see will be Kristi Yamaguchi. And we would expect Kristi to be on the ice for the consolation round here.
There seems to be a mix-up with the skating order. Kristi's just walked off. I would imagine that they're considering Kristi's performance an exhibition performance because she has no one to compete against. Lulu does not seem to be aware of that. She's obviously just been told that she has to skate. Now, this is critical because when you warm up, you base everything on the order of your skating. If you've got a 6-minute warm-up and you're skating second after the warm-up, you skate all those 6 minutes. But if you skate first, you skate only 4 of those minutes so that you can breathe, so that you can catch your breath, tighten your lace. So this is going to completely throw her off. You can see now she's got to tighten her laces, and now she's bending over and the blood's rushing to her head. I mean, she's...
And is she maybe stalling for time here?
Well, she's allowed 2 minutes. I don't know if she's aware of that, but once your name is called, you are allowed 2 minutes. But this has got to throw your concentration off. I mean, everything about being a competitor is planning your whole day. What you eat for breakfast, what you eat for lunch, you know, when you have your nap, how you warm up, everything about it. And especially for someone who isn't experienced or as experienced as the other girls, you know, when this throws you off, you don't know what to think anymore.
And again, announced as Lu Chen, but we prefer the last name first, polite way of saying it in Chinese, Chen Lu. Or Lulu.
Quickly find out how Lulu is reacting to this sudden change. She opens with the triple Lutz. Very nice. Whoops, a pop triple loop.
She just arrived from China the day before the competition and now sort of thrown for a loop. By the mix-up in skating order, but that one looked okay.
That was just a double axel, though. She needs those triples. Although, as I said earlier, the women are only allowed to do 3 in this competition. At the World Championships, they're liable to do 7. Another pop jump. And although the judges aren't looking completely at just the jumps in this competition and also at the interpretation and the artistry. There's a triple loop. All these pops are marring the overall performance.
Did she improvise that triple loop after missing the others?
Originally a double axel was planned there, so she was thinking on her feet.
Chen of China, a flawed performance. Beautiful artistry nonetheless, but after the mix-up in the skating order, you could tell that her concentration was not 100%. Surya Bonaly may be the beneficiary of that.
Well, there's no question that that mix-up certainly affected her performance, and she popped 2 jumps and she landed 2 triples, and they might just cancel each other out. But it's opened the door for Surya, and here's that first pop. Watch how it just opens up in the air, and it's a skater's nightmare, and the thing they like to do the least. They'd rather fall on a jump than pop a jump. And she did it again on the flip. Very uncharacteristic.
The marks for skating technique.
And here are the scores for technique.
5.6, 5.7.
Not too bad. 5.6 to 5.8.
5.6 and 5.8.
And remember, Bonaly's strong suit is jumping, not the artistic impression, as we might see in this free skate.
5.8.
Not bad scores for Chen Lu, but nevertheless, a golden opportunity for Surya Bonaly. And we'll see her interpretive free skate, perhaps for the championship. When we return to the Fleet Center in Boston. Welcome back to Boston, ready for Surya Bonaly's interpretive free skate, and the limitation on triples here works against Surya.
It certainly does, because her strength is jumps.
We've seen Chen Lu skate a slightly marred performance, so Surya Bonaly has a free path to the championship with a clean interpretive free skate.
She opens with her most difficult triple, the triple Lutz. In combination with a double toe, very good. She's just used up her triple quota.
That's 3.
She's got another 3.5 minutes to go.
Well, we saw Scott Hamilton earlier disregard the rules, and I'm not sure about Surya with that much
She's
left
not
in the
known
program.
to follow rules. And there's a triple loop.
That's 4. Now, is that a deduction?
That's a 0.1 deduction on both marks.
Well, too many triples or not, she looks good to this point.
She's skating beautifully. triple south cow.
Cuts down on that one, but that's 5. That's 2 over the limit. Either she doesn't know the rules or she's ignoring them. Surya Bonaly of France. Well, earlier we saw Philippe Candeloro of France hand the title back to Kurt Browning after it had been virtually presented to him. And by exceeding the limit of triples, has Surya done the same?
She may have. The only thing she left out was a backflip. You know, she has a spectacular one. But that was a fantastic performance. It was clean and very impressive. But in practice, she only had 3 triples prepared for this program. And I think maybe the performance took her away, swept her away, and she just started jumping.
Feeling good? Why not, huh? Well, it may cost her the championship. Judges have to consider that she violated the rules with too many triples and make their deductions. Patricia French, the U.S. judge, graded her very low on the short program. Thought she changed her mind, erasing something. Surya signing autographs. I don't know in English or French, but the judges look none too happy. Speaking of happy, backstage, Chen Lu may be happier than she thinks. She's behind that door in the locker room as Surya Bonaly awaits her scores. This could be a big breakthrough victory for Surya. She's faced Chen Lu already 3 times this season and 3 times has lost.
For skating techniques for Surya Bonaly. 5.6. 5.7.
Those 2 extra triples may have given away the title.
And 5.4.
Yeah, 2 of those judges did not deduct. The others did.
Patricia French, the U.S. judge, did. And the second set of marks presentation. And it's second place for Surya.
Surya? Surya? What did you think of those marks?
It's a knife. It's totally bad, but never mind. It's okay.
Very, very disappointed. You were really terrific.
Never mind. It's a knife. I used to.
Well, it has been a very bizarre evening, and adding to that, Kristi Yamaguchi now will skate what is essentially an exhibition. But Surya Bonaly has seen so many bitter disappointments in her career, and another one here in Boston. Who could forget that '94 World Championships won by Yuka Sato when she refused to take her second-place medal? Speaking of attitudes, what must be Kristi's here after that disastrous short program? She has something to prove in this essentially exhibition skate.
After falling twice in the short program, Kristi ran through a gamut of emotions. The first thing she wanted to do was get on the first flight out of town. And then she said, no, I'm going to fight. I'll show you. She's skating for her pride. Like the other 2 women, she opens with her triplets.
nothing to lose. Standing ovation for Kristi Yamaguchi, and that is the kind of championship performance we've come to expect from her every night.
That's why she's the queen. She just showed everyone else how to do it.
And I think they're going to give her scores, even though they are basically meaningless. It'll be interesting to see how they stack up if she had been eligible to win.
I guess you sit down now that you get
marks.
She wants to see her marks.
For third place, please.
Now the scores for
Here they
Kristi
are.
Yamaguchi for skating techniques: 5.8, 5.8,
5 8s and 1 5 9.
I guess the 0.1 deduction for the extra triple. I gotta take off for your extra triple this morning.
Yep, that's what they did. They took off for the extra triple.
5.8.
Well, even the judges are ignoring the rules.
And a perfect 6 from the U.S. judge. Yes, she is the queen. And further proof, perhaps, that the rules of this event were a bit flawed.
Kristi, what did you skate for tonight? Pride?
Definitely, there's pride on the line. I mean, not being able to be out there and compete against the other girls. I wanted to go out and show that I could still do it, and even under these odd circumstances.
What did you think about the format? Was it bizarre not to skate for the championship tonight?
Well, I think it was difficult only because with the one skater who pulled out, it left one skater, that was me, in kind of in limbo there. And I think it could work if maybe they started with 8 skaters, but we have a lot of learning to do.
You would have won had it been a regular competition.
Oh, well, we'll see you next time.
So despite Kristi's great skate, Chen is the winner, and we'll talk to her in just a moment. A Houston fan. Surya Bonaly could only laugh it off. She skated one of her best programs tonight, and what could have been triumph turned into another disappointment as she exceeded by 2 of the allowable triple jumps, had to settle for second place. The winner, Chen is with Marianne.
How did you feel you skated tonight? A little problem?
Yes, I didn't skate well because they changed order. I didn't know just after 6 warm-up, and they tell me. And I just go and I can think about my jobs and just...
You didn't think you were going to skate first and it bothered you?
Yes, because I didn't know. I go first because I go second, so...
But you did great. Congratulations.
Well, while this concept was intriguing, the results indicate to me it could use some fine-tuning, clarify the rules, and allow a skater with a poor short program to remain eligible for the title. The present rules rewarded subpar performances by Chen and Kurt Browning while ignoring championship skates by Paul Wiley and Kristi Yamaguchi. Tom Hammond saying so long from Boston.